What is going on, race fans of YouTube? My name is MattGaming43. Welcome back to NASCAR Heat Evolution. Sorry I haven't uploaded other things besides league things on my YouTube channel. That's the most I can upload within a week because my school work is kind of heavy, and I'd like to focus on that more than anything else during the week. So my apologies for that, but I will try to get back to uploading different videos throughout the weeks besides Formula One league videos and NASCAR league videos. So today we are going to look into Kevin Harvick's beer schemes, I guess. Everyone liked the last one I did with Brad Keselowski, so I'm going to make one for all of Kevin Harvick's beer schemes, or at least, I don't know if I'm going to do this one or more, but at least just do overall, review of his schemes. This is Pit Pass 5, which DMR recently announced was free. This is kind of like a closing DLC pack from the 2016 season. And another big update they had recently was the 2017 pack. Pit Pass 5, again, free, just because they want to get things done with 2016 season and all their schemes. And I'm pretty sure they wanted to add at least, a few Kevin Harvick beer schemes, only because if they added Brad Keselowski's beer schemes, they might as well add Kevin Harvick's as well too, so they don't leave the Kevin Harvick fans or the SHR fans hanging with schemes from Kevin Harvick and Busch Light and all the other Busch brands. So I'm assuming that's why they did. There's also a few other cars, especially Joey Logano's collage of like an anniversary for Penske. I don't know, but it's like a collage of all the pictures of Penske's racing and its contribution to racing and whatnot. So that is what Pit Pass 5 is. It was free today when I'm recording this, 17th of February. Now, the other thing, as I was saying, is that DMR is also going to release a 2017 update. And the 2017 update is not quote-unquote an update, it's a DLC pack basically. But the DLC comes with newer car models, including the new 2018 Toyota Camry that's being ran this year in 2017, and also SHR's move to Ford, and the biggest car in the DLC pack being Kurt Busch's Monster Energy Ford Fusion. I'm not too sure about that pack, only because they're not including multiplayer with that pack. I would buy that pack if it had multiplayer, but DMR is in a big problem. I don't know how you explain it. It's just that DMR doesn't seem to be, getting back to what everyone wants. Now, everyone could say different things. Oh, we want, different cars and series, more tracks and whatnot. But they really need to focus on game quality, and it's something that from the start that should have been better. This game is terrible. Driving, physics are bad, and that just loses the whole point of a NASCAR game for good, driving physics, and it's just not there in this game. So, and I ranted a lot about that on DMR's Instagram, just saying, why do you have to give us a pack for 2017 when you should just focus on getting a new game to us, something that's not made by the Unity engine, or if it is, something that's actually playable, we can drive, and it's not frustrating everybody every single time they play it, because there's not one person out there who can't be oh, this game is great. Yes, it's great in some aspects, but it's terrible in all the others. And so I'm not buying that. I mean, maybe if I somehow get an Xbox money card, then maybe I will, just for the fun of it. But there's no use to it when the AI is terrible, and you're not going to include it with multiplayer or anything like that. So that's what's been going on the last week with DMR. So no, there will be no review on any of the 2017 cars. You can check out some other YouTuber for that. They just want our money, and I believe they need to work on a better game. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out Kevin Harvick's schemes. So anyways, we have, like I said, Die Tag, Outback. Here's the first one, which is well, it's not really the first one, but the first one I just happened to be scrolling to, is a chase scheme. Not too sure what type of Busch beer this is, but I don't recognize it. This is his throwback scheme at Darlington with all the throwback stickers and whatnot. You got the main Busch beer scheme, or at least the one I think most of everyone was introduced to, and then Busch Light, another chase scheme, and his regular Busch Light, which actually I originally thought this was a main scheme, but I realized the other one was this is Busch Light. And we got another, this is his regular scheme, but this is his chase version. And of course you got Jimmy John's as well. So we will take a look. Oh, I skipped it. There we go. We'll take a look at his. What track did he run this at? I'd like to run this scheme at a track that I know he's ran this before. Alright, I have decided to go to Atlanta because, well, I can't think of any other tracks he's ran this scheme at. But, ooh, this thing looks really nice. The detail is very good. I still don't know how DMR does that with crappy Unity, crappy Unity engine. Can't even say it myself, but that looks very good. You got the mountain, of course, all the Busch schemes. Monster Energy on this? I don't think it is. Ooh, wow, it really spun the tire there. You can't really see that. Busch Classic. Celebrate Tradition. Wow, that's actually really good looking. Someone pointed out why is the car bouncing up and down? I think DMR added that as something like to show the engines moving, but that's so childish. Someone pointed this out in an Instagram post that they've gotten rid of the Sprint Cup Series logo on the side of the car, so it's not realistic because this car ran in the Sprint Cup era, excuse me. But they're probably switching out everything to Monster Energy, which is what will be in that 2017 update, quote-unquote update. So yeah, other than that, wow, the car is really good looking. Again, much detail. I like the back of it with the snow-covered pine trees. Did a very good job detailing that. I'm not too sure about the yellow on the bottom of the car. I just noticed that, and I mean, me personally, I don't really favor that. I don't know, that kind of goes well with the blue, I guess, since they have that little red stripe, kind of helps. But not a bad scheme for Kevin Harvick at all. Kind of glad they added these schemes in, especially for free. I didn't want to take the time to buy this or anything. Pay money for it. Again, just because of how bad the game quality is, it doesn't make sense to pay for any of this stuff when the game quality is just terrible. So that is his main scheme. The next scheme we're going to go ahead and look at is his Busch Light scheme. Alright, here we have the Busch Light scheme, which for me, I think I favor the Busch Light scheme more than the regular Busch car, just because, well, I think the Busch name on the other car was more of an old-fashioned style, and I guess that's a good car to kind of, well, like the other car said, bring the tradition of what Busch is and whatnot. And so Busch Light, of course, will be in the more modern font, which I do like the blue. The blue is very nice. I kind of take this over Richard Petty's blue. I'm sorry, but I kind of do. Again, it's got mountains, which are more like clip art. It almost looks like clip art in a way. You can kind of tell it's on the rear frame of the rear window and the rear windshield. You got it just above the front tires and whatnot, and you got some detail on the front. I don't know. DMR, you got to add movable cameras and maybe like a free roam camera. But anyways, I like this one. It's a basic scheme. It doesn't have too much going on. The color choice is very good. It matches with the sponsor, and the detail that they have, pretty darn good. I do for sure like this. Cloud of smoke. That's not the camera I wanted. You got just that blue back. What's it say in the bottom right there? It is the Kevin Harvick Foundation. I was gonna say it, but I wanted to make sure that was right and whatnot. So that is very good. Again, the detail, very good. I don't know how DMR does it. You gotta say how Zach House Connect says it. How do they do it? Yeah, that's his Busch Light. I'm not gonna review the chase scheme. Same with the past one I just now did because, well, they're both the same. So let's go ahead and go over to that weird orange Busch scheme. All right, so I believe with this scheme, they're talking about Busch Classic. I think I saw the word Classic on the front bumper, which is where like the word tradition would have been. Okay, it's called the trophy can. So it's kind of like a more, kind of portrays like the outdoor man or whatever. You got the guy who's sitting in his yard looking at the wildlife, got a rifle in his hand ready to shoot deer. You got a can of Busch, so that's kind of what this scheme portrays. You got a lot of green for grass and trees, and the orange I would assume for like the evening sun or something like that. Again, just to get the color of the can and whatnot. So I'm not a fan of this scheme, but it's still interesting nonetheless. This is a chase scheme because it never ran in the regular season. You see, this is the Contender 8, or whatever the 8th round was called, or the round of 8, I should say. Again, the detail is very good. Some people shoot down, and I'm guilty of it too. They shoot down DMR's design, you know, like all the little details and whatever. I mean, just look at the infield here at Atlanta. I mean, it's pretty detailed. They did a pretty good job at it, but I think, you know, at the same time too, the game quality is not there at all. So a lot of people shoot that down pretty quickly. But I'm pretty impressed by some of these schemes, how good they are. I guess I just haven't really noticed, or taken the time to, just knowing that this game is terrible, the quality is bad. But after you look at it for a while, you kind of realize, oh wow, that's really good. So I do like this one to an extent. Again, oh, there is a mountain peak just behind the Mobile 1 on the left side of the car, or further behind the window frame and whatnot, just over the bush. There's a little mountain there, so I did not notice that. I still haven't seen any Monster Energy. I would assume it would be on these cars because they kind of sponsor Stewart Haas Racing, but I think it is more Kurt Busch than anybody. So that is the Busch Trophy Can car. The next and final one we're going to look at is Kevin Harvick's Busch Throwback scheme. Okay, so I have no idea if this Busch scheme portrays a throwback car in particular. I'm going to assume, well, I'm not going to assume, only because I didn't pay attention that much with where all these schemes came from. I just know that this is the throwback scheme. It's very obvious. Retro colors, you got the Busch blue, and you've got gold. Very throwbacky, and I do like the throwback cars. Again, a lot of people, not in particular with NASCAR Hate Evolution, but just the throwback schemes and in general shoot them down really quickly because they don't look at all. But some of these are pretty good. Jimmy John's is an older style kind of look to the logo. And of course you got all the other contingencies and whatnot that are Throwback, are the ones that do put Throwback ones on there. But this scheme, pretty good. Again, I do like the color choicing as always. You got the mountains as well there. Can we look at the other side of the car? Maybe the game won't let us today. There we go. It seems very good to me. Interesting, the red underline under Busch. Maybe that was their logo back then, not too sure. And the front of the car, I don't know. I feel like the Busch, logo or name is very small. I mean, there's a little picture underneath it. I'm assuming they want, people to see that too. That's why they made the Busch, name very small. But I feel like it doesn't really match the car that much. It needs to be a little bit bigger. But that's just my point of view. Who am I? Of course, you got the white Goodyear. The tires aren't white. I don't know why they couldn't have done that, but that looks pretty good. So yeah, I think all in all they did a good job with all these schemes, and just, in general, all the NASCAR Heat schemes seem to be pretty good. Just that only if the game quality was a little bit better, the handling was a bit better, maybe people would enjoy it a bit more. So yeah, that is about it. Thank you guys again for watching. Again, I got off to a rocky start only because, well, I haven't really recorded much videos in a while that's not league racing. So don't worry, more videos are sure to come. So thanks again for watching, and if you are new, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Until the next video, I'm Matt Gaming 43. We'll see you guys next time. A lot of people take for granted, but look at excellent burnouts in this game. Look at that. Right up in the traffic. Oh, we killed people. Oh, there goes the whole pack. We dead. Oh,
there's a wreck in
problem. We got problems in turn 1. Problems. Oh, major problems. Bigger problems. Problems.